Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So as promised, this is going to be a hand lettering, handwriting tips video. And like I've mentioned, I'm not perfect at hand lettering or calligraphy in general, but I think I'm getting better, and I was so happy to kind of compile all of my techniques and kind of show you guys how I progressed over time, because when I started out it was definitely a hot ass mess, but it's gotten a lot better. But before jumping into that information, this is also going to be the giveaway details video as well. So like I mentioned in my last video, this will be a 10,000 subscriber giveaway, which is insane because I can't even believe that I'm at 10,000, actually damn near 11,000 subscribers so far. You guys are all amazing, and like I've said a million times, I appreciate you so very much. So without further ado, let's get into the details, the rules, and then we're gonna jump right into the content. Starting out, this is my first giveaway, so I'm gonna keep it at a smaller scale, and hopefully you guys understand I'll be keeping it in the US only, just because shipping is kind of outrageous right now. And then I'll also be choosing one winner to receive all of these prizes. I kind of threw together things that I personally love and use on a daily basis when it comes to my bullet journal. I was considering other things like makeup or like things that smell good, but I was like, that's kind of a perception type thing, and they may not like what I like. So hopefully you guys do like these general gifts or surprises. First one's gonna be this Tombow glue adhesive dispenser thingy. I've been seeing a lot of bullet journalers using this, and I personally want to get started with using this and adding things like pictures and cutouts to my bullet journal. So I figured I would give this out to one of you guys and give you a head start. Then I'm also giving away these must-have writing utensils. The first one is going to be the Muji .38 gel pen, which I use every single day. The Stapler Tri Plus fine liner, and then some amazing hand sanitizer, because why not? I love these things and I carry them everywhere with me. And last but not least, your very own Leuchtturm bullet journal. Now, of course, you won't be getting one that I've used. This is my personal school bullet journal, but I figured I didn't want to order it ahead of time and have it not be the color or the style that you would like. So it's going to be, you know, your very own customized Leuchtturm with your own color, dot grid, square, whatever you'd like. It will be the soft cover model because of course it is smaller and just easier to ship altogether, and I'll be sure to have it shipped to me first so I can write a little, you know, customized cute message in there for you to kind of give you motivation and get you going, and just to kind of, you know, tell you my thank you and all of that for supporting, and I hope you like it. So these are all the gifts that are going to be in the package. I hope whoever wins really enjoys it, and I hope you appreciate, you know, what I've kind of put together for you. Of course, as time goes on, the giveaways will get, you know, a little bit more robust, and of course I'll open it up to as far as I can, hopefully all over the world, because I know I have supporters all over the place, and I definitely appreciate you all as well. Giveaway rules are very simple. You just have to be #1 subscribed to this channel. That's a given. I don't want to give it away to a stranger. I want to give it away to someone that is supporting. #2, just like this video, of course. That just helps to make my video more visible to people here on the YouTubes. Last rule is just be following me on Instagram. I'm pretty sure everyone has an Instagram. It's like how many millions of people now, probably even your mom and dad. And my username is very easy. It's the same as my YouTube channel, which is She Meets City. So those are the rules, very simple, no hoops to jump through. Just make sure that you are 18 years old or you have your parents' consent. I don't want to send mail to anyone that should not be receiving it. So that's about it. So let's move along to the hand lettering video. To keep things pretty simple, I'm gonna start out with kind of showing you some examples that I'm gonna be doing. I guess fonts that I've seen you guys ask for continuously over time. So this is definitely one of them. It's like the, I don't really want to call it calligraphy because it's not really, in my opinion, not even close, but I guess faux calligraphy that I kind of do with the markers or Tombow felt tip pens. And then the one that's really popular is when I do like the highlighter capital letters in behind and the script over it. This layout is a very good example of that. So the capital letters and the writing over across, and here it is again. Obviously I love doing that one because it's very easy. I'm going to show you this one over here that I've done before, which is just kind of capital letters that are filled in with lines. Maybe I'll play the rest by ear, just because I haven't really perfected like a set amount of fonts. I just kind of learn as I go and kind of pick up techniques from other bullet journalers or like Pinterest accounts that I see. So bear with me, you all, and I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so here you can see I have some lined paper. This is the paper that I got from Muji a while ago that I was going to use for school. I'm not using my bullet journal because obviously I don't want to practice in a journal that costs a lot of money and that I eventually plan to use all the way out. For most of this tutorial, I'll be using the Pigma Micron 02 archival ink pen in black, of course. And then I'll also be using the Tombow felt tip calligraphy pen, whatever you want to call it. And this color, I don't know, it's a weird kind of periwinkle blue, and the number is 553. Okay, so we are going to start with the basics. So starting off, you kind of want to ensure that you perfected your own personal handwriting. It's kind of hard to explain or to teach someone how to write because it's kind of something that you pick up over time, and it's a habit that you develop over time. So that depends on, you know, how do you hold your pen? Do you hold it like this? Or I used to hold my pen like this at one point, which is insane. And now this is kind of my comfort zone, which is basically right in between my middle and pointer finger, and I'm just hold it very lightly is the best way that I can explain it. But again, writing is a conscious thing that you have to be aware of, and how sloppy your handwriting is kind of up to you. But it's a motor skill, and you get better at it as you continue to practice it, just like anything else. So the first thing I'm going to do is just write out, I guess, my name, just so you guys can kind of see how I do that. Okay, so that's basically my print handwriting, and this is all lowercase. And then for uppercase, I'm just going to write that in. This is kind of the gist of what that looks like. It is not perfect, obviously. How great my handwriting looks is dependent on how fast I'm writing, like how rushed I feel. And obviously I write nicer if I write slower. And when it comes to cursive, I've realized just by talking to people over time that cursive is not really something that's taught in school anymore, which is insane to me. Cursive was a big deal when I was in elementary school. So I've kind of always been great at cursive, I guess, over time, but that's something that you may have to pick up or learn. But this is my basic cursive right there. To kind of get away from this basic writing into actual like calligraphy and hand lettering for the bullet journal, it's just kind of making these concepts just a tiny bit more fancy. So that's all you're doing, is you're just kind of making these basic fonts prettier and just adding like small little things to make them kind of pop and just look less than, I guess, average or basic. Let's go ahead and cover, I guess, the faux calligraphy type of font, because that one is very popular. So I'm going to go ahead and just basically write my name out again in cursive, just a little bit larger so you guys can see it. Now that's my name, basically how I write cursive. If you guys notice, I didn't pick the pen up off of the paper really at all, except for the end. That is not a necessity. You can pick it up or, you know, keep your hand down the whole time. It's just what's comfortable to you. So once you have this basis done right here, just kind of this foundation, the faux calligraphy comes from you adding on to these letters. And the technique that I found out over time, just from watching videos and doing research, is the thick part of the letter is wherever you come down on your stroke. So if I were to draw the S, just watch real slow here. You see I go up and then I come down to draw the S. The point in which I come down right here is where I'd want to add that bold feature to make it look like the faux calligraphy. And the way you do that is just by drawing, I guess filling in the space that's right in there. That's it. And then you color it in. Of course, the larger your felt tip pen is, the easier it will be to color this in. I don't recommend doing huge bits of coloring in like this with a small, like fine point like this micron. It'll just make your life a lot harder. As you can see, like my S is pretty colored in right there, and I'm already starting that faux calligraphy look. So I'm going to finish up these letters and just kind of show you guys how it progresses. So down on the S, and then we're going to do a down on the H. Okay, a down on the H again. And then we're gonna go down on both E's. Down on the N right here because it requires a downstroke, and then an additional downstroke on the N. Then you guys guessed it, one on the A here, and then another one on the A towards the back. So the key is to only cover the downstroke patterns and not the entire, I guess, like fluid line, because then it just kind of makes things look bulky and weird. Now, right now, it may not look, I guess, normal or like the calligraphy that you're used to until I color it in. And I'm gonna color in the downstrokes with my Staedtler fine liner, and no, this is not the one from the giveaway. I have like 6 of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and color this in. Okay, and there it is, all colored in. Of course, it is not perfect because I feel like for some reason, when it's time to draw in front of people, I get like hand shy. I can't explain it, but there's the gist of it. So there's like the faux calligraphy of Sheena. Now, there are ways to kind of build upon this, and we'll get to that, but I wanted to show you all of the filling in techniques before I moved on to additional I guess calligraphy techniques. So you can do Sheena like that with a just black colored in, or we can write it again. But this time, when you do the downstrokes, just don't fill it in with black. And you guys have seen me do this a few times before, and it just kind of creates another like cool effect to the letters without like requiring much effort at all. It's actually less effort in my opinion than filling all of that in. Okay, so you can leave it like that, or you can choose to, you know, get a marker and color it in, which is totally cool. And also be careful with what marker you use to color this in. I've noticed that the zebra mild liners really start to smear at this point, and it doesn't really matter what type of pen you use, they all do this. Okay, and last but not least, I'm gonna show you how to do like the outlines that have like lines in them that I always do. Doesn't really make sense right now, but it'll make sense once I do it. So let's do the word hello. I feel like that's pretty easy. As always, be mindful of your spacing, because if you don't space enough, your outlines that you create will look really tight and bunched. Here's an example of letters that are too close together. Like in my opinion, this is not good, because when it's time to go back and do your outline, everything is going to be really close and you won't get the effect that you're looking for. Just make sure to just create enough space in between each letter. Now we're going to go ahead and do those downstrokes. Down on the H twice. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm actually pretty proud of this hello. So once you do your outline like that, you have 2 options when it comes to doing that like check line effect that I always do. So you can either go all the way up the letter, which I do all the time, and you literally just write horizontal lines all the way up the letter. And then you get something like that. Or you can just go halfway up, and I'll show you, I guess, on the L, because it's much more space. So here, I go about, you know, halfway. Or you can go halfway from the top. So you see there are so many variations to do this and get a really cool effect, and you're not really doing that much. Something else that I also like doing that is a lot easier to do when you have the Tombow markers here. I like to do the 2-tone letters, and that is done by basically filling in the top portion with one color and the bottom portion with another. And you see you get this really cool like gradient effect, or ombre, whatever you want to call it. And I just love the way that looks. It just looks like tie-dye or something like really old school. So I love that. But those are basically the variations that you can do when it comes to these. You can do the checks all the way through. You can leave it wide open. You can do ombre, or you can fully color it in with one color. I also love doing this, and it just really kind of helps the letters to kind of pop off of the page, and this works really good with like labels or headlines. I'm sure there are other techniques to this. This is just kind of the technique that I've learned just watching other people's videos. So now let's build upon the script or the faux calligraphy that we've started, right? So we're going to do faux calligraphy again, but I want to kind of show you guys a bouncing feature that I've been picking up lately. I've been seeing a curve at the beginning of this H doesn't really go much out of those parameters right there. It kind of stays in the lines. And then look at this H. So you see the difference? I just kind of take it on more of like a loop-de-loop path, and I try to kind of give it more of a curve and just more feeling to it. And this kind of comes with time.